So guys, in this video, I'm going to be comparing the iPhone 14 Pro Max, as you can see right there. I'm going to be comparing it with the new and latest Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. So without further ado, let's get straight right into the video. You guys already know this video is going to be lit because welcome to the channel and welcome to the family. So today for you guys, like I said in the beginning of the video, it's going to be all about the iPhone 14 Pro Max and the S23 Ultra. So first of all, I just want to get this out there, the fingerprint magnet. So the iPhone 14 Pro Max does a good job with the fingerprint with the fingerprints left on the back of the phone, but the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra doesn't do a really good job, as you can see. So I've literally just touched these two phones. Well, I just picked them up and you can see that, I don't know if you can pick it up, but I think with the light, the way the light is shining right now, you can see on the Galaxy S23 Ultra, there's a lot of fingerprint back there, especially if you're going to be using the device without a case on it. Just be aware you're going to get a lot of fingerprints, and the iPhone 14 Pro Max speaks for itself. Not really much of a fingerprint magnet there at all. The only thing I can complain about with the fingerprint is the Apple logo in the middle there. If you touch it if you touch it or get your finger on there, you can see that there's a few fingerprints on there. That's unfortunately what you have to think about when you get one of these phones. And the thing that surprises me the most is that pretty much both phones are literally not made out of the same material, but they've got that matte finish to it. As you can see, they both have that nice, beautiful matte finish to it. So for some reason, I'm thinking it should act the same way for the fingerprint magnet, but I'm not too sure. But one thing I do not like about the iPhone 14 Pro Max is the camera module. God damn, even with a case, the camera module is just so filthy. Look at the camera module compared to the S23 Ultra. Look at this. Look at this. It's just filled with absolutely crap. Look at that. Look at that, man. It's just filled with absolutely crap. So many dust, fluff, all of that stuff just buried in there. And the worst thing as well is that you can't really clean it unless you have a microfiber cloth at hand. And who has a microfiber cloth at hand with them wherever they go? And because the lenses are so close to each other, you can't really get anything in there, like apart from like a microfiber cloth or a cloth or whatever. But if you just wanted to clean it on a go real quick, you're not going to be getting in there at all, because your fingers ain't going to be getting in there to clean it off, whatever like that. You have to like proper use like a cloth to get in there, like clean it up, and then when you clean it up, still fills up with dirt again quickly. But with the iPhone, with the Galaxy S23 Ultra, it's not really that bad, to be honest with you. If you get dust or crap in there, it's not really that bad to take off. But the S21 Ultra, which is just absolutely, the camera design and that is just beautiful. You can just swipe it and then that's it, it's gone. But I mean, don't get it twisted, don't get it wrong. The Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra does get its own it gets its own share of obviously the dust and like grime and fluff that gets into the camera module, but it's not as hard to clean it out like the iPhone 14 Pro Max. So for the back of these phones, if you want to go either iPhone or Samsung and you don't really mind which one you go for, if you want a phone that doesn't attract much fingerprint and you don't mind the dust inside the camera module, then the iPhone 14 Pro Max is for you. If you don't mind fingerprint magnet phone, but you don't really have to clean the camera that much or often, and even if you do, it's easier to do, then the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra is the best one for you. Anyways, moving away from the back of the phones, we come to the actual front of the phone. But before that, I haven't peeled this off yet, so let me just peel this off with you guys real quick. Look at that. Oh wow. Wow, it looks so shiny, man. Look at that. I never did this on the unboxing video, but god damn, it looks so good. Oh wow, oh my god, it looks so disgusting. The screen looks good, but when you switch it on, it looks rank, because obviously it looks like a freaking Galaxy Note, which is disgusting. But yeah, anyways, moving on to the actual phone. Yeah, there's a lot of difference in the design big difference in the design. There's difference between these generations of new phones that's come out. Obviously, the iPhone 13 Pro, there was difference with the design of the iPhone 13 Pro and the iPhone 14 Pro Max, and then there's different design as well when it comes to the newest Galaxy S23 Ultra as well, with the S21 Ultra. Obviously, the shape of the phone still stays the same, but what Samsung has changed is the fact that the sides of the phone is a little bit more flatter, and I showed you guys this on the unboxing video I did as well. But the phone on the sides here, if it focuses, yeah, it's a lot more flatter on the side. You see the side here is a lot more flatter instead of more curved and more round like the S22 Ultra. Anyways, that's the minor difference with that. And the iPhone 14 Pro Max is basically stayed the same. The only difference is that the camera module has gotten a lot more bigger, because obviously it's packing in that beautiful 48 megapixel camera inside that lens. But there's a catch. For you to be able to use that 48 megapixel camera lens, you need to switch it to RAW. So you can use that 48 megapixel. If you don't use the RAW feature, then you're unfortunately stuck with the 12 megapixel. But I mean, that's not bad, because the iPhone 14 Pro Max takes beautiful pictures RAW or without the RAW, or 48 megapixel or even 12 megapixel. And then coming to this Galaxy S23 Ultra, it's packing a whopping 200 megapixel camera inside of it. Wow. I mean, there's no phone on this planet at all that has that megapixel count at all. It's just amazing. 200 megapixel camera count. We're gonna be testing that out real soon. Actually, I'm gonna have a separate video testing out the camera with the iPhone 14 Pro Max and kind of versing them together and seeing how obviously they perform. But yeah, that's pretty much. I mean, visually with these two phones, I mean, they're obviously the iPhone 14 Pro Max is a little bit smaller than the Galaxy S23 Ultra. It's a lot smaller, but I mean, for the screen size, I mean, you're kind of getting like a note kind of vibe screen on this, but then you're getting like a proper like phone kind of screen on the iPhone 14 Pro Max. So I mean they're both big displays. I mean, you can watch films, you can watch movies on them, or you want, like, it's not really gonna make that massive of a difference. I mean, it's they're both big screens, to be honest with you. Obviously, you're gonna get more screen real estate with the iPhone 14 Pro Max, no, with the S23 Ultra than the iPhone 14 Pro Max. But both of them are still relatively have large displays anyways, so it doesn't really matter that much. Anyway, so I'm moving around to the device as well. I like the way iPhone has put their buttons and stuff like that. It's awesome. Obviously, they're taking advantage of the both sides of the device. So they're just taking advantage of this side of the device, and also of this side of the device. So on the right hand side, where your thumb would sit if you're right-handed, you got the lock button, and then on the left hand side you got the volume up and down button, and obviously you got your silent mode and your sound mode as well, which is awesome. But yeah, I like the fact they're using the whole side of the phone to like put in the buttons and stuff. It just, for me, it makes the phone look a little bit more symmetrical. I don't know if you can see that. It makes it look a little bit more symmetrical, which is really nice. But then with the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, it's all on one side and it's kind of not symmetrical at all. I mean, it's alright, but it's like, I feel like I understand that they want us to be able to use just our thumb to control the phone. So to unlock it, so literally to unlock it, and then you can literally just swipe your hands up to obviously do the volume rocker up and down. But I feel like it's better if it was on this side as well. The volume rocker was on this side as well, because then it makes the phone look a little bit more symmetrical. And also it just means that, you know, you can hold your phone with two hands and kind of like, you know, you can just appreciate the design of the device, to be honest with you. But yeah, at the bottom pretty much is the same thing: speaker grills, the charging port, and obviously the S23 Ultra has the pen as well in there as well, which like I said in my last video, very annoying because I don't like the pen, but it is what it is. It is what it is. And then coming into the actual like device of this phone, both of them have beautiful displays on them, so the nit brightness is at least up to 2000, so you have no worries at all when you're literally outside and in the sunlight using these devices. No problems there at all. You can use them and they'll be bright enough for you to use, and you'll be able to see what you're doing. And then obviously the usability of the device is just really nice. It's fast, snappy. Believe this one is the 256 gig model, with the S23 Ultra, which of course has the 8 gig of RAM, and so does this. I think this has 8 gig or 12 gig, I'm not too sure, but if you guys know the answer to that question, put it down in the comment section below. But yeah, I mean 8 gig or 12 gig or 8 gig with this is very fast, very snappy, and it just feels really good to use. Multitasking on the iPhone, on the S23 Ultra, it's still beautiful. Obviously, if you want to use the pen is very responsive as well, and it's very nice as well for doing whatever you need to do, and you know, just using the pen, which is very nice. One thing other tech YouTubers don't say to you is that the hole that the pen actually goes into, it gets a few dust in there, and it's sometimes kind of hard to take the pen in and out, which is really annoying, but is what it is. But yeah, both phones are literally both amazing. They both came out this year. I mean, if you're an Apple fan and you want the top of the range of Apple products, then you have to get the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Or if you're a Samsung fan, which I was until this phone came out, then go pick yourself up the S23 Ultra. But a lot of people are going to be out there and be like, oh, it looks like the Note series, whatever, but it just is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. If you don't like it, then you have to go with iPhone or go with Google Pixel or anything like that. But obviously, for me, I was just happy and lucky that I was able to obviously make the switch to the iPhone 14 Pro Max and actually enjoy it and like it. But if I hated the Apple products and the iPhone and that was it, then I would have unfortunately had to stick with the Ultra series, even if they designed it like the Note and it has a pen, which is just really annoying. But I mean, if you want to stick with Samsung, then the next best thing to get is the S23 Plus. I mean, it's not packing in a lot of punch like the Ultra series, but you know what? It's still, you know, a good phone, and you know, it dominates some phones that, you know, are out there. But you know, still a good phone. But yeah, guys, that's been the comparison between the iPhone 14 Pro Max and of course the Galaxy S23 Ultra. This wasn't like, I didn't really go in depth with this video because I don't really want to. I just want to show you guys what's really different about these two phones, and obviously what to expect when you get either of these two phones. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching the video, like I said, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace.